The biggest secret in sports watchmaking in Switzerland? TAG Heuer has been creating watches with the authentic Swiss manufacturer credentials and motorsport legacy, and the finality of finish that brands priced twice more is excruciatingly awkward. Monaco Gulf legends to Carrera Tourbillons, TAG Heuer engineers create timepieces whose movement, racing DNA, as well as design language have put them in a whole new discussion with non-mother-of-pearl sports watches of Switzerland. We unveil in this video 10 TAG Heuer timepieces that provide the true Swiss manufacturer appearance and the actual horological quality that will testify to the every dollar paid. And let's see how the watches of the overpriced Swiss competition are made to look simply ridiculous. Number 10, the TAG Heuer Aquaracer Automatic Black Dial is that demonstrates that professional Swiss diving watch style can go together with a price that a person can afford and yet be happy with. This watch has a rich black dial in which the indices and hands have a luminous quality and can provide instant legibility in any depth of underwater conditions. The 300-meter water-resistant certification supports the Aquaracer name by true professional diving performance, as opposed to factoring in cosmetic claims of a water-resistant bracelet. The wrist movement is automatic and wins continuously to give Swiss precision and gives lingering power without the need of a battery or charging phone. Users are forever telling about how the dive lovers and watch amateurs are guessing that this would rank a few price bands further up based on the completion of the case and quality of the bracelet alone. The unidirectional ceramic bezel turns with firm authoritative clicks that are comparable to those found in professional dive watches at a much higher cost to offer them. The stainless steel bracelet has its brushed and polished surfaces performing the looks of sports watch work with a standard that always amazes those who come across this watch in the initial stages. Watch enthusiasts hail the Aquaracer Black Dial as the Swiss dive watch that provides real 300-meter values with no new premium prices of a dive watch demanded. The Aquaracer wins when the cost of black dial elegance and Swiss automatic diving prices comet with this much lower price than the competition. Number 9, TAG Heuer Monaco Gulf 50, the Anniversary Chronograph. The Monaco Gulf 50th anniversary timepiece pauses watch collectors and car lovers in the middle of their conversation. That array of Gulf livery paint and paint on a time dial has more racing history per square millimeter than just about any other dial out there. This watch is the legendary square Monaco case with legendary chronograph engine and is recreated in the Gulf Oil classic light blue and orange racing color scheme, creating exactly the same look that Steve McQueen wears in the film Le Mans and which created one of the most memorable cultural watch moments ever. The manual winding movement demands the involvement of the crown daily and makes a ritualistic experience of the owner with the mechanism behind the watch every morning. The sapphire crystal reveals that charged dial, which had a historical, costly electric charge at all angles. According to users, it is not only a timekeeping instrument, but a watch that is worn like a showcase of film and racing history by collectors of their motorsports and by moviegoers. The 39mm square case fits on the wrist with the same assurance unconventionalness with which the original Monaco was both scandalous and mythic in equal degrees. The deployment in the Gulf brand and the leather strapping strip are an addition to a small anniversary pack, which does not feel as a decorative allusion to Le Mans tarmac, but to the tarmac itself. The Monaco Gulf 50th has been applauded by watch owners all over the world since the watch is a symbol of proving the richness of the racing business and cultural values that should be placed on the wrist of every person who knows what they depict. With the Steve McQueen legacy, 50 years of Gulf racing history, and this package so beautifully packaged, the Monaco wins. Number 8, TAG Heuer Caliber 16, automatic chronograph, daring, machine-like, and sporting its racing heritage with no embarrassment whatsoever. The Caliber 16 automatic chronograph is making all its rivals at the same price, and the Swiss sporting chronographs in this price range justify themselves. This watch has column wheel automatic chronograph with a tachymeter bezel in it, which provides full professional sports chronograph specification with which serious collectors would be delighted with. The multi-sub-dial design instantly displays as an authentic tool watch chronograph with visual intricacy and dial depth that implies watches for significantly more money. The automatic winding mechanism involves the chronograph by use of a rotor mechanism that keeps the motion continually charged without the involvement of having to manually charge it. Chronosograph crazies and racer watches. The Caliber 16, which, given that it was already seen as a high-value wristwatch, offered a price under half that of the boutique offerings, is reported by the users to have been consistently reported as offering movement finishing and bracelet quality that TAG Heuer competitors in the boutiques had been charging consumers much more. The pushers are mechanically controlled and have very nice feel comparable to the feel of a chronograph that the Swiss independents great fees to obtain. Finishing implemented upon the stainless steel case and bracelet gives it a brushed and polished finish that has a unification of finish that sports watch aficionados will instantly consider high quality. Watch fans highly recommend the Caliber 16 as the best auto chronograph that did not require Swiss column wheel mechanisms to be such expensive accessories priced like Swiss boutique watches. The Caliber 16 strikes when automatic chronograph elegance and column wheel accuracy cost this significantly less than equivalents. Number 7. TAG Heuer Carrera 160. Years. A silver limited edition is a watch commemorating 160 years of one of the great stories in the history of Swiss watchmaking, the TAG Carrera 160 years silver limited edition makes its mark as a commemoration not only due to its ceremony but also through its substance, with a gorgeous silver dial treatment and limited edition finishing touches marking the 160th anniversary of TAG Heuer in visual non-dogma and horological solemnity that anniversary watches can seldom at once command. This watch is an effortless, naughty little cash cow. Carrera is loaded with the clean, serious lines Heuer designed to serve race drivers who have to be able to read the dial when pushing it to its limits, all with the finishing of a museum piece on every surface. Disaster in-house chronograph movement conveys the Swiss manufacture qualities that a company with a 160-year movement production would proudly proclaim. According to users, Carrera collectors and limited edition hunters report that the 160 years silver is an instant case in the secondary market, with a solid secondary market being traded at premium prices above the retailer prices. The silver dial provides a luminance and richness which regular production Carrera dials can never come close to. A collector package is finished off with the presentation box and the limited edition documentation as something future owners will be able to preserve with meticulous care by the present owner. Collectors of watches all over the world are applauding the 160 years of silver as the anniversary watch that demonstrates that anniversaries are not a reason to manufacture a pretense of rareness. The Carrera 160 years becomes victorious when it is a combination of 160 years of manufacturing history and limited production, combined with finishing. Number 6. TAG Heuer Carrera Plasma. The Carrera Plasma belongs to a spec entirely its own. No other watch on the planet does anything to its dial like it does, and few watches at any price can do it even half as well. The watch also has TAG Heuer radical technology used to treat the dial, bezel, and bracelet material to be covered with laboratory-grown diamond coating that creates an iridescent, light-diffracting effect, making each movement of the wrist change the color and character of the surface. This exceptional material treatment with sports watch confidence lies within the Carrera case and provides a watch that acts as a true horological conversation piece and not just as a timekeeping tool. The automatic chronograph calendar movement offers mechanical weighting behind a surface that each individual in the hall cannot help but stare at. The material scientists, jewelry enthusiasts, and avant-garde watch enthusiasts have already reported coming to a halt all around the plasma to stare in what they truly believe is bewilderment against discovering what the surface treatment in fact is. The rainbow light diffraction phenomenon that the laboratory-grown diamond coating gives off results in a visual effect that cannot be sufficiently captured by photographs. There is no alternative producer of anything relative in the material offer of the Carrera Plasma at this price or in any other. Globe watch lovers rate the Plasma highly, as the watch to demonstrate that TAG Heuer has no boundaries in its technological pursuits. On the same wrist, smart with laboratory-grown diamond technology and Carrera chronograph heritage, the Plasma will be victorious. Number 5. TAG Heuer Carrera Porsche Chronograph Grey Dial is an arrangement of two German legends of engineering with a common motorsport DNA that assists in the production of a watch that neither would have made even with the same conviction with their own name. This timepiece has a grey dial treatment that has been directly inspired by the classic driving color scheme of Porsche and the design details are created in reference to the most successful history of the Stuttgart manufacturer in-car race performance with the accuracy of a Carrera Chronograph. Porsche logo and co-branding brings a true automotive heritage, not mere motorsport impression, and symbolize a relationship between two organizations, both of which have competed and won at the highest ranks of motorsport concurrently. The chronograph movement provides the time accuracy befitting a watch that carries the name of both organizations in the tradition of mutual competition. Porsche fans, we have collectors of motorsport, and Carrera fans all say they were attracted to this watch just in a different direction, and that they are all equally happy with the authenticity of the collaboration. The gray dial is a high-end neutrality which pairs as easily with casual wear as with driving gloves and racing suit. The stainless steel case has Carrera proportions, which have shaped the six-decade Swiss sports chronograph aesthetics. The watch enthusiasts are acclaiming the Carrera Porsche because a partnership formed by two brands with such similar values creates a more successful watch than a logo only. The partnership emerges victorious when Porsche racing history and Carrera chronograph precision share the same dial. Number 4. The Aquaracer Blue Dial presents a case that Blue Dial sport watches have been winning over the decades, and that nothing looks as professional and as much aspiration at the same time as deep blue on a polished steel dial. This watch has an eye-catching blue sunburst dial, which will also change to dark navy as daytime progresses, and then turn to light azure as the time of day changes during the time the watch is being worn. The 300-meter water resistance models that beautiful dial with a professional diving performance in one make a watch that provides both aesthetic satisfaction and underwater superiority. The scratch resistance combined with the fade resistance provided by the unidirectional ceramic bezel cannot be matched by other steel bezels over the years of active usage. According to users, Blue Dial watch lovers, and anyone who is a collector of any brand of diving watches, also talk about how Aquaracer Blue simply provides them with quality of dial and bracelet finishing that Rolex Submariner owners can identify the moment they put it on, as they would any quality Swiss sports watch. The date window is incorporated with the dial composition with clean accuracy that breaks the blue sunburst with the least impact. The built-in steel bracelet is a continuous flow of the case to the wrist with a combination of polished and brushed surfaces that offers sports watch finishing that most people would look at and respect. Astronauts of the world of watches applaud the Aquaracer Blue as the dive watch that demonstrates that 300-meter functionality, and the stunning blue dial with a dreamy look should never be mutually exclusive no matter the cost. It costs this much more to finish in sunburst blue and precision Swiss automatic diver on the Aquaracer Blue, making the Aquaracer the winner. Number 3. TAG Heuer Carrera 2T Tourbillon Chronograph is a watch that does quite a feat. At least in theory, the Carrera O2T provides a Tourbillon chronograph with a genuine Swiss manufacturer overlay at a price that redefines the cost of complication watches should. The watch has an in-house Tourbillon fully chronograph complication movement, the most graphically spectacular complication of the horological world paired with its most practical to have in one manufacturer caliber. The rotating of the tourbillon cage is seen through the open dial, whereby the watch collectors have 30 years to save to acquire the gravity-defying mechanism. The saw-blown dial style encircles the tourbillon and chronograph rings in a visual theater that watches similar to luxury complication watches several times its cost cannot afford. Users testify to tourbillon-loving, complication-seeking customers just barely processing the price of the Carrera 02T when they realize it has a true in-house manufactured tourbillon with QOSC chronometer certification at an equal time. The column wheel chronograph will interact the same accuracy that the race timing tradition requires and provides at TAG Heuer. The titanium case allows the complicated motion of the wrist to be lightweight and gives the material sophistication to complication sophistication at the same time. Watch lovers the world over hail the Carrera O2T as the watch that has democratized the possession of tourbillon among serious watch collectors who have a clue of what they are seeing. The Carrera O2T is the winner when an in-house tourbillon chronograph that is certifiably by QOSC is that cheap, in comparison to the options of independent watchmakers. Number 2. TAG Heuer Carrera Chronograph Automatic. The watch that sets the bar of how a Swiss automatic chronograph should feel, look, and work, like the Carrera Chronograph Automatic, has been making that case over 10 years but has been winning. This timepiece is a straightforward, functional Carrera with a clean dial performing the sports chronograph readability with such held-back confidence that TAG Heuer, in the 1963 racing driver brief he wrote, required most of all other considerations. The automatic chronograph movement provides column wheel-like accuracy and rotor winding convenience in a timepiece that fits just as natural on a racetrack as it fits in a boardroom. The situation of the balance of modern presence of the wrist and the historical significance of the Carrera with regard to her visual DNA respects the original without turning it into a museum object. This watch, according to the users who have reviewed the watch, Carrera collectors and Swiss chronograph admirers, claims that this is the most balanced expression of the underlying identity of TAG Heuer, which is racing heritage made with Swiss precision with zero unnecessary embellishment. The pushers use mechanical expertise that communicates instantly that a serious movement takes place on the underside of the dial. The stainless and leather strap versions make the personality of this watch completely different and offer two different wearing experiences out of one purchase. The Carrera Chronograph Automatic is hailed by watch lovers around the world as the watch that validates the truth that 6 decades and continuous enhancement yields the creation that could not be undertaken by the newer models since its inception with good intentions alone is insufficient. The Carrera Chronograph is a winner when the heritage of Swiss automatic chronographs and the original racing brief by TAG Heuer collide at this price. Number 1. TAG Heuer Carrera. Caliber Heuer 01 is a one-time product that represents the limits to what can be accomplished in one product by TAG Heuer in terms of manufacturer ambition, racing legacy, and visual audacity. This watch incorporates in-house Caliber Heuer 01 with a skeletonized dial structure that itself turns the chronograph into the main object of the watch. The vertical clutch chronograph column wheel is driven with the open dial, and each time the pushers are pushed, it becomes an act on the wrist of mechanical drama. The case construction layers the bezel, the middle, and the case back in differing materials and finishes, creating a visual depth which the photographs only start to capture, but the wrist experience is far much greater. The in-house manufacture movement features 80-hour power reserve that provides weekend-off convenience that similar movements at the same complication level will never be able to surpass. Those who own chronographs, those who love movements, those who are interested in design find themselves with completely different arguments at the same conclusion. According to what it costs, the Caliber Heuer 01 is the watch that TAG Heuer has ever made. The modularity permits flexibility in choice of the material of case construction, such as steel and titanium, as well as ceramic and rubber in combinations which the owner customizes to indicate their own aesthetic preferences instead of a single view of a manufacturer. The pushers, crown, and bezel all run with mechanical precision, sending instantly the message that this is a manufacture movement in a manufacture case made by those taking both seriously. The Caliber Heuer 01 is praised, and still praised, by watch enthusiasts all over the world as the most comprehensive statement that TAG Heuer has ever made. A watch integrating in-house movement manufacture, skeletonized visual drama, 80 hours of power supply, and the next 60 years of Carrera racing DNA into a single package that makes all the other watches in its price range wonder whether they have been working hard enough.